What's going on, boxing world? Stay in the middle of pot shot boxing. Just wanted to make a video to recap what happened last night in boxing on both networks. HBO and Showtime. Um, it was some real good fights, surprising ones, and then you know fights that I felt would go pretty much the way I predicted. Um, the first fight was Terrence Crawford versus Thomas Delorme. Um, Delorme, I did feel he had a shot to shock the world because he is a legitimate 140 pounder. Um, but both of these guys, Terrence Crawford and Thomas Delorme, were um, battling it out for the WBO, the vacant WBO junior welterweight title in that fight. And in the first couple of rounds, it seemed like Crawford always starts off slow. And it seemed like it's by design that he starts off slow just to try to fill out his opponent. And he got down a couple of rounds, in my opinion, in that fight. Um, you know, um, and then you get up to round 5, and you think that Delorme is winning. Well, right when you right when you thought he was winning, round 6, uh, Crawford catches him with the 1-2, and puts him on his back. It was just entirely too much time left in the fight for him to for Delorme to survive the 6. And Crawford, he just put together those punches, man. Put together combos and head and body shots that landed on Delorme to get him out of there. In the 6, the referee stopped the fight, and you know Terrence Bud Crawford is definitely taking the boxing world by storm once again. He is continuing to prove himself as one of the best in boxing right now. He's definitely one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. And, with him moving up to 140 to face off against a legit, in my opinion, a legit 140 pounder in Delorme, and chopping them down like that is very impressive. So I expect a lot more from from Terrence Crawford. So with the win, he is now the WBO junior WBO junior welterweight champion of the world. And he's only getting better. And this is great for boxing that he is rising, because like I went back in one of my other videos, where people were talking about the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao event. Once it's over, people are saying boxing's dead. No, it's not. It's guys like Terrence Bud Crawford that will continue to carry the banner for boxing. This was just the Floyd Mayweather era. Like I tell everybody, there's an era. Everybody has an era. So hope will Terrence Crawford be the next one to step up and take over an era. Or you can definitely say Andre Ward, who's coming back June 20th. But it's boxing is based on different eras. So we'll just see another chapter in boxing when the Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight is over in a couple of weeks. Then next up, it was Ruslan Provodnikov going up against Lucas Matisse. Again, in my prediction, I felt that, well, of course, both of these guys are aggressive fighters. I figured, I kind of in my opinion, I just thought that between the two fighters, Matisse is definitely the more controlled, aggressive fighter. So I went with that in my prediction, and it rang true as he just, man. The only thing I have a problem with Matisse, I give him, I'm not, I don't have any complaints about the decision. You got to give Provodnikov credit for coming back from the from the the beating he was taking from Matisse. But uh, one thing a problem I have with Matisse is he doesn't go to the body enough. If Lucas Matisse can go to the body more, he will be uh, one of the best fighters. He could possibly be one of the best fighters in the sport if he just digs to the body more. But he's such a headhunter, and it allows guys to get back in the fight, which Provodnikov almost came back. He was hooking his way, devastatingly hooking his way back in the fight. And he almost Provodnikov almost pulled off the comeback. And I scored that fight 115-113 for Matisse myself. But Matisse, if he would have invested to the body in this fight, I think he could have been the first guy to get Ruslan Provodnikov out of there. He could have been the first guy to stop him, because Provodnikov was clearly taking a beating. Matisse could see everything that was coming. So, but at the end of the day, Lucas Matisse was given the a majority decision victory. So one judge actually had the fight even, which you couldn't even argue with that. The way Provodnikov showed true heart, true grit, and just came back in this fight and took it over with some Joe Frazier style hooks to get back in the fight. But Matisse, man, he has he's already he's already going to be probably a great fighter when he finishes his boxing career. But if he wants to be greater, he needs to invest more to the body. And I hope his trainers, employ that. Let him know that's what he needs to do, because he can get a lot of guys out of there with his power. He just likes the headhunt. He saw blood with Provodnikov and he went for it. But in any case, Lucas Matisse won that fight. And then the third fight that I watched last night was, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. against Andrzej Fonfara. Man, before this fight happened, the great Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. pretty much told his son, he said, look, man, do not take this fight with Fonfara. It's just one of those things where sometimes son doesn't listen to father, and father has to come back around and say, I told you so. So it's just one of those things. Sometimes the best teacher in life is experiencing things yourself. And man, Fonfara is definitely a true light heavyweight. He gave Stevenson some problems when he fought Stevenson. So but he just, wow, it was pure destruction against when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. last night. It was starting to get hard to watch. And it was just surprising to see a Chavez quit on his stool like Chavez Jr. did. Anyway, it was a good fight, good one-sided fight. Not for not for Chavez Jr. fans, but it was man, it was tough to watch. Anyway, Fonfara just pretty much beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on the inside and the outside. Jabs, combinations. He did a good job smothering the action on when Chavez Jr. tried to bring an attack. But it was all Fonfara in that fight, and you know, Fonfara got the well at the end of the 9th round. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. quit on his stool, so Fonfara got the victory. After the fight, they were, some of the Chavez Jr. fans were throwing beers in the ring. I'm talking about loaded beers. So I guess they all had to duck in that ring. But at the end of the day, it was a pretty good night of action. If you click on the link, I just wrote a post on, just the results from last night. Who won and what the decision was for each fighter who won the fight. All right, but that's pretty much all I had. This is Dana Miller of Pot Shot Boxing. If you like this boxing channel, if you like my posts, feel free to subscribe here at this YouTube boxing channel, or you can go to www.potshotboxing.com, the official Pot Shot Boxing website, using the floating email form. You can hit me up on all the social media entities: Facebook at www.facebook.com/potshotboxing, Pinterest at www.pinterest.com/potshotboxing, Twitter www.twitter.com/potshotboxing, Google Plus, MySpace, Instagram, all of those different social media entities. All right. This is Dana Miller of Pot Shot Boxing. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Well, we're 2 weeks away from the one of the biggest fights in boxing history. I still can't wait. That's just going to be hopefully it's a great fight. We'll see. Styles make fights, so I'm praying it's going to be a dud, depending on how that fight goes, but I don't want to get into that. But anyway, Dana Miller, Pot Shot Boxing. Thank y'all so much. Like we say at Pot Shot Boxing, it's boxing news and nautical bites for all walks of life. All right, take care.